Welcome back. Well, in an exclusive conversation with the management of SRF, I spoke to them and understood how the company plans to execute on inorganic growth, whether they have any such plans and if it is on the cards as well. The management stated that they have been very careful in terms of growing inorganically. Listen into slides of that conversation.
Don't chew more than we can, don't eat more than we can chew. And I think that's been something that's been very important to us, because there is this whole thing of keeping up with the Joneses. There was this whole fad of going and doing international acquisitions, doing this, doing that. And we've realized that while we've looked at organic, we've done inorganic growth as well. But we've been careful in terms of choosing our targets or choosing what opportunities arise to make sure that as a company we can digest it and grow. And again, from a governance perspective, etc., sleeping peacefully at night is something very important to us.
So I was just going to add on to that. You rightly said that you have, in the recent past, not seen inorganic growth coming in from SRF. But is it off the cards completely, or will it happen someday if you talk about global expansion?
Yeah, you know, it's something that we're very careful about. And I'll tell you, when you start with some of the data from whatever I've read, 7 out of 10 acquisitions actually fail. Okay, it's only 3 out of 10 which actually create value, right? So when we look at an acquisition, either we get access to a market we can't get access to, or a technology we can't get access to, or it gives you consolidation or something. But I think we have to be very clear that there has to be a good reason to doing that. More often than not, we found that doing it organically is, you know, much cheaper. It might take a little bit more time, but it's actually much cheaper in the long run. Plus, you get the benefits of being able to create your own culture from day one, your own, you know, the SRF DNA comes into the system, your processes, technologies, etc. can all be much less cumbersome and less risk in that sense. To some extent, maybe, people say that we are a little bit more risk averse, but that is also us. You know, managing the balance sheet for me, for example, is extremely important. I would never bet the balance sheet on something that, would again give us sleepless nights.
So even from technical textiles business, if you can explain how is it so cash rich? Because even this would have some sort of commodity or cyclical impact sometimes, right? Or US tariff issues. So how does that work for you?
Not, to be honest with you, not really, Sonal. It's very much a domestic business. I mean, 95% of our revenue is generated in India. It's really a, sort of very structured business.
Annual contract.
It's an annual contract with the tire companies. Doesn't change very much. It's just cost, and that's what you play on. So if you look at the history of that business, it's basically generated an EBITDA of plus minus 300 crores a year, and that's where it's been. This year we're getting hit negatively because again there's a lot of dumping from China, and that happens sporadically. When that happens, then we probably have to fight for anti-dumping or this and that, and then, but that business is just carries on at the 300 level, and then you may have replacement capex of 50-70 crores. The rest of the money is used for
other businesses. And what is the ROC on this business that you're managing?
Actually very high, because it's all depreciated plants. So it's just old plants lying there. So if you look at it, ROCs would be high, but it's not. If you were to look at ROCs in the context of putting in new capacity, it would be terrible.
Oh, okay. For the old plants, it's high.
Yeah, because we're not adding anything really over there.
And there are no plans of adding anything.
No.
It's more replacement capex, where there's an obsolescence of a machine or something, where the efficiencies, etc., have become very poor. That sort of replacement is happening, but those are very small capexes as compared to what one invests in the other businesses.
Well, a very interesting conversation there with the management of SRF. Well, a few minutes ago, we had highlighted